Welcome, students. Welcome to the new term. I hope we all enjoyed our holiday. In our last term, we talked about different topics. We talked about topics like crafts, indigenous decorative motifs that has to do with tattoo, body piercing, body decoration, wall decoration, and so on. We also talked about sculpture, we also talked about nature painting, and lots more. So, for this new term, the first topic we are going to be discussing or learning about is African art history. African art describes the modern and historical paintings, sculptures, installations, and other visual culture from native or indigenous Africans and the African continent. The definition may also include the arts of the African diasporas, such as African American, Caribbean, and lots more. Despite this diversity, there are unifying artistic themes present when considering the totality of the visual culture from the continent of Africa as a whole. So, the first art culture we'll be talking about is art culture of Bamileke. The major artworks of Cameroonians come from the Bamileke people who live in the grassland. The works, which are in wood, include ancestral figures, seats of different types, and masks. Their works are expressive. Now, the characteristics. Their works have this unfinished look. Also, the artists stand out as master of expressionism. Also, the ancestral figures are very forceful, and also the masks are less forceful and have tortured forms, which are characterized by a proliferation of volume in space. Their mask has four different faces, which are in low relief and seen from all angles. Chairs are composition of animal and human figures. These are the characteristics of Bamileke art. Now, the purpose. The figures are mostly carved on doors, door frames, and verandas of houses of ancestral cults or altar of the community. Kika masks are used to represent a forest spirit and have four different faces. Some of the seats are elaborately carved and are strictly reserved for the use of certain notables and chiefs in the community. These are the purpose of Bamileke art. Now, the art culture of Bamon. The Bamon developed an extensive artistic culture at the beginning of the 20th century during Nyoga reign. Dye pits containing various colors were maintained. The Mbum also imported indigo-dyed raffia sewn cloth from the house as royal cloth. This royal cloth was called Ntieya, and house craftsmen were kept in the palace to work and supply nobles and teach the art of dyeing. Now, the art culture of Morsi. The Morsi make both political art and spiritual art figures. These art pieces are used by the ruling class or validate political power, and masks are used by conquered people. Now, the purpose of art culture of the Morsi. The masks are used to validate political power, and also the masks are used to control the force of nature. And lastly, during the celebration of the royal ancestors, displayed masks are showcased. Examples of works and origin: 1. Long tall masks are made in the north by the Dogon. And 2. Red, white and black animals masks in the southwest are made by descendants of the conquered Gurunsi people. Art culture of Burkina Faso: among most of the people in Burkina Faso, masks are worn with a thick costume made of fibers of the Hibiscus carnivorous or Cannabinus indica, which is called in French Chanvre de Guinéa and in Jus da and Kenaf. The media of art culture of Burkina Faso: 1. Costumes are made of hibiscus, cannabinus or cannabinus. 2. The costumes, which are fiber, are dyed before assembling together. 3. Black dye is obtained from the fermented seed pods of the Acacia nilotica. Red is gotten from the dye concentrated at the joints of the stalks of the millet Penisotum colorans. Art culture of the faun: the arts in Dahomey were unique and distinct from the artistic traditions elsewhere in Africa. The arts were supported by the king and his family, had non-religious traditions, assembled multiple different materials and borrowed widely from other people in the region. The media used in art culture of the faun: wood, they made use of wood when they carved the wood to produce a figure, ivory carving, metal work, silver, iron and brass, cloth and clay bas reliefs. These are the medias used in art of fauns. Characteristics of faun or the fauns: 1. Kings were often depicted in large zoomorphic form with each king resembling a particular animal in multiple representations. Work revealed around the royalty. Purpose, significance of the faun: work revolved around the royalty, elaborate bas reliefs, that is, the roundicule in faun providing a records of the kings. Now, in our today's lesson, we have talked about the art culture of Bamileke, where we talked about their work, that their work have this unfinished look. Also, we talked about the art culture of Banum. We also talked about the art culture of the Morsi. Also, Burkina Faso, where they make use of masks. Their costumes are made of hibiscus. Also, we talked about the art culture of the faun, that is the art in Dahomey that are unique and distinct from the artistic traditions in Africa, where they made use of wood, ivory carving, metal, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this class. So I'm going to see you in our next class where we'll be talking about fresh new topics. See you. Bye.